On this episode, we're getting into some maintenance.
Working on a boat.
This is the freezer. We got full power now.
What do you like better?
I don't know.
Then we'll take you through a Caribbean jungle to find a lovely waterfall.
Never seen gray water flowing from a waterfall.
We'll also take you to an active volcano. This video is packed full of fun.
Water coming from the bamboo is 115 degrees.
Welcome to Lazy Gecko Sailing. I'm Brittany, and this is Jeremiah.
I came from the mud.
For 5 years, we've been sailing the world and filming it all for you.
Strong like a tree.
Now come along with us as we head for the Caribbean.
Oh, I've been running.
Make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the fun.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
This one's our problem. That goes to the freezer.
Nothing.
They're both alive. The freezer one is dropping. It's going 51.8, 51.7, 51.6. But do you think that's because I just had it open and I closed the lid back up?
No. I mean, maybe, but is it dimmer?
No.
I don't know. Look at that. No, that's bright now. Alright. So I messed with some wires in there and I just basically took off the leads and put them back on. And we got full power now.
So it's working now?
Yeah. 11.5. So these little units, we replaced them not long ago.
Yes.
I just had a screwdriver and some bifocals.
Okay, give me some vodka and orange juice.
Is that language for screwdriver and bifocals?
Well, I don't know about the bifocals, but at least he can see his drink. Should we actually pull the breaker?
Yeah, maybe.
Drunken boat repair number 101. First rule of drunken boat repair is whatever you do, don't turn off the breaker. Hey, listen, if he dies putting this in, electrocuted, I'll always look after Brittany.
It's a good thing, man. The older ones couldn't handle a dip in anything under 12. And you're going to lose current when it comes from the power unit through wire, from the batteries to the power unit, wires, all that stuff. To this thing, it's not going to show 12.5, most likely. It can go a little bit lower. Well, those last units couldn't handle anything less than like 12.0 or something like that. This one's showing 11.5, so they died. So we replaced them. And the new units, when I contacted the company, I was like, hey, this is what's up. They're like, yeah, these new units can handle like down to like 3. So I looked at it the other day and I noticed our freezer was getting warm. And then this unit started it would go off and like turn back on, and then go off and turn back on all by itself over and over and over. And the freezer slowly got warm. As you can see, it was up to 48.9. Actually, it was up to 50 for a little bit. And I checked the voltage and it was showing like 3. So I was like, all right, well, maybe the power supply is dying, or maybe there's a wire or something like that. I went down below where the actual compressor is and I took the wires all apart. I shot them. They showed 12.5 going from the battery to it. I was like, okay, it's probably the unit. And then we checked it one more time and now it's working. So I'm thinking maybe a wire came loose, or I just, messed with it enough to get it running again. So we'll see. I'll take you down there and show you. Right now, it's gonna work.
It's working?
Yeah, right now it is.
This is exciting. Working on a boat.
Yeah, everything has a place, right? So,
Everything has to come out
yeah.
in order to get to the area you need to get to.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you.
It actually looked pretty cool. It's like a cage down there.
Yeah. So, all right. Oh, you can see this is the freezer. And the wire's right here. It has a little self-diagnostic thing. It's not doing anything. There's also a little light back there showing that it's running. I took the wires out. I reset the wires. Looks like it's running right now. We'll see if it actually is going to run. We'll see if it can get down the temperature. But either way, it's pretty easy to work on this thing, and it's pretty sweet because it's like its own little unit. I haven't messed with this at all up to this point, but looking good right now. Honey, you want to check the temperature and see if it's dropping?
Yes.
Make sure you keep that freezer closed.
47.6.
What was it at a little bit ago?
It was like 57, 59.
Okay, well, let's keep watching and see what happens.
Yeah, I need to bring all my meat back in now. I have a bag I'm throwing out and a bag I'm keeping. I'm trying to keep the bag that I was throwing out. So I hope it does. You're so amazing at this stuff. I mean, you're the one that noticed it 2 days ago. I had no idea, and I'm the only one that cooks on the boat. And so you noticed it, and then you also, like, you couldn't fix it yesterday. We just got here after a long passage, but you looked at it for 5 minutes and it's fixed.
Well, I'm not saying it's fixed, but I'll take a kiss.
Oh, mwah. The fix worked. It's great when it's something easy and not expensive. Time to go celebrate.
Hi.
You look beautiful.
I can't decide if I want to wear this as a skirt or as a dress. You want to see it as a dress?
Yeah, that's cute too.
So what do we decide, dress or skirt?
This was our first hike to a flowing Caribbean waterfall. St. Lucia's Diamond Falls is breathtaking. We were lucky enough to be the only ones here. We took a little drive through St. Lucia. Gorgeous, lots of vegetation here. We ended up at Diamond Waterfalls. You walk through kind of like a botanical garden to this beautiful waterfall, and the water flowing is from the volcano. They suggest that you don't get in it. It's made up of sulfur and all types of things. Never seen gray water flowing from a waterfall. Super cool. We were immediately hooked. Even the local vegetation was enough to stop you in your tracks. Next, we were off to Sulphur Springs to visit an active volcano. With a pretty violent past as far as eruptions, it was surreal to be standing on top of it.
Okay, so the smell is a gas called hydrogen sulfide, H2S or sulfur. Right now it's at very low concentration, that's why it smells like bad eggs. But at very high concentration, the gas becomes odorless, toxic, and it takes away oxygen. So in other words, the more you smell the gas, the safer and the better. So go ahead, inhale, exhale as normal. You have already entered into the crater or the volcano. So this means that this entire town of Soufrière is in the crater.
Along the way, we found this cool little bath area. The water was super warm from the volcano. It's closed now, but this is where people used to soak in the mineral-rich waters.
Yeah, it's warm. 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and the water coming from the bamboo is 115 degrees Fahrenheit. What do you think? So the water flowing comes from the rainforest, works its way down and gets the heat from the volcano. Over here is an original bath that was built by the French, a mineral bath. That's the original one. Kind of cool. If you look, you'll see that rust is being created. That's from the iron in the water. Too much of the iron, if you were to drink, it would cause constipation. If you were to drink even more than that, it would cause brain damage. Not good. No, here, we're gonna hold hands right here.
You want to go see the rest of the volcano? All right.
Go.
Wow.
Going up.
What is that way for? That way.
People live there, there are houses.
We were surprised to learn that there's a community living right on the volcano. Now we were at the edge of the springs where we got the treat of flying our drone, Fiesta, right over the vents. The
The water located at the center of the springs boils at roughly 340 degrees Fahrenheit, creating large plumes of steam. The water is blackened by a chemical reaction between the high content of sulfur and iron. Coming up on the Lazy Geckos. Oh my god, he's a jokester! First time we've had patrons to our boat. Lots of little lines. Coconut rum. What kind of fish is that?
Probably a snapper.
I'm right here. I got you.
That was our first dive off the dinghy.
And dislocated my pinky. Thinking of Jenny, the volcano.
Just beached the dinghy. There's Calypso right there.
That's nice, honey.
Okay, what were the tricks? If it lets loose, it's right in front of our boat. Want more? Check us out at lazygeckos.net. Remember, patrons can get complimentary access. You can also visit our Vimeo channel. The link is below. Don't forget to click subscribe to get all of the fun. See you next week.